First Contact Protocol. The Grand Conclave Chamber of the Galactic Federation buzzed with conversation. Representatives from over 300 species filled the massive amphitheater, their varied forms creating a living mosaic of evolutionary diversity. At the center podium, High Chancellor Zixtal, with his 4 arms and crystalline exoskeleton, called for order. Silence. His amplified voice echoed through the chamber. We must discuss the situation with the humans. The chamber gradually quieted. Ambassador Krell, a methane-breathing Valerian with mottled green skin, rose from his delegation's position. High Chancellor, our long-range scouts confirmed it again. The humans have dispatched exactly 1 vessel to make contact with the Federation. 1. Despite possessing a fleet of at least 200 ships. Murmurs swept through the assembly. Perhaps their technology is unreliable, suggested a representative from the silicon-based Lithosian collective. They might fear losing multiple ships. Krell's breathing apparatus hissed as he responded. Negative. Our observation posts near their system have cataloged their technology. They possess functional quantum tunneling drives, antimatter reactors, and gravitational manipulation fields. Their ships appear quite reliable. High Chancellor Zixtal's upper appendages twitched in what his species considered contemplation. What do we know about this vessel they've sent? The massive viewing screen behind him activated, displaying a sleek spacecraft with minimal external features. Its midnight blue hull seemed to absorb rather than reflect the starlight around it. The vessel is designated Pathfinder according to their communications, reported Science Director Yelani, her gelatinous form shifting colors as she spoke. Medium-sized by our standards, crewed by 47 humans. It carries no obvious weapons arrays, though our scans have been inconclusive. The hull material reflects some of our sensor technology. Inconclusive. Zixtal's voice betrayed concern. Explain. Their hull appears to incorporate quantum phase materials that interact strangely with our scanning equipment. We cannot determine all of their capabilities. The chamber erupted into worried conversations. In the 12,000 cycles of the Federation's existence, first contact typically followed predictable patterns. New species either sent massive fleets to demonstrate military prowess or large diplomatic convoys to showcase their technological achievement. No spacefaring civilization had ever approached with just 1 ship. The vessel has requested permission to dock at Harmony Station, Yeleni continued. They followed all established protocols perfectly, which indicates they've been observing us for some time. Zixtal's crystalline form refracted the chamber lights as he straightened to his full height. We shall meet these humans. Prepare a delegation. I will lead it personally. Captain Maya Chen stood on the bridge of the Pathfinder, watching through the viewports as the massive Harmony Station grew larger. The station resembled a giant snowflake, its crystalline arms extending outward from a central hub, each housing different atmospheric conditions for the various Federation species. They're still scanning us, reported Lieutenant Nasir, monitoring the sensor array. Should I activate the deflection fields? Chen shook her head. Let them look. They won't find anything we don't want them to see. Commander Jackson approached, his tall frame casting a shadow across the holographic display. The delegation is ready in the diplomatic bay, Captain. Are you sure about this approach? United Earth Command gave you discretion to bring up to 5 ships. 1 is enough, Commander. Chen's dark eyes reflected the stars beyond the viewport. Remember the Earth Doctrine. True strength lies not in what you display, but in what you withhold. They're hailing us, Nasir announced. On screen, Chen ordered, straightening her midnight blue uniform, matching the Pathfinder's hull. The view screen activated, revealing High Chancellor Zixtal and his delegation. The alien's crystalline form shimmered under the station lights. Greetings, Captain Chen of Earth Vessel Pathfinder. Zixtal's translated voice came through clearly. The Galactic Federation welcomes humanity to the interstellar community. Chen executed a perfect Federation greeting gesture that had been studied from observation data. High Chancellor Zixtal, humanity is honored by your welcome. We come in peace and friendship. Your ship may dock at Attachment Port 7. Our delegation will meet you there." After the communication ended, Commander Jackson raised an eyebrow. "They're sending their High Chancellor, not just an ambassador." Chen smiled slightly. "Our approach has them curious, perhaps even concerned." "Good. The United Earth government wants their full attention." The Pathfinder glided smoothly into the docking port, its systems integrating seamlessly with the stations despite this being humanity's first official contact. When the airlock cycled open, Captain Chen led her small delegation of 5 officers into the neutral meeting chamber. The Federation delegation was considerably larger, 20 representatives from different species, with High Chancellor Zixtal at their center. The room contained various environmental fields to accommodate their diverse biological needs. "Welcome aboard Harmony Station," Zixtal began formally. "We are surprised by humanity's choice to send a single vessel for this historic occasion." Chen maintained a diplomatic smile. "The Pathfinder was designed specifically for this moment, Chancellor. One properly prepared ship serves our purposes adequately." A Valerian diplomat stepped forward, his translator converting his methane-based speech. "Most species consider first contact to be an opportunity to demonstrate their capabilities and strength." "Perhaps," Chen replied. "Humanity simply defines capability and strength differently." The meeting proceeded with formal introductions and diplomatic exchanges. The Federation representatives remained visibly perplexed by the humans' understated approach. When the discussion turned to a tour of the Pathfinder, Zixtal himself volunteered to lead the Federation delegation. "We would be honored," Chen agreed. "However, our ship can only accommodate 5 visitors at once due to our environmental constraints." More murmurs among the aliens. Another deviation from protocol. Most new species eagerly showed off their vessels to as many Federation representatives as possible. As they walked through the Pathfinder's corridors, the Federation delegates noted the ship's efficient design. There were no grand displays of technology, no unnecessary ornamentation, just clean, functional spaces where the crew worked with quiet competence. "This is our hydroponics bay," Chen explained, showing them a lush garden where various earth plants grew. "We produce 70% of our oxygen and 30% of our food here." "Impressive efficiency," noted a plant-like arboreal delegate, "though rather small for a diplomatic vessel." "We find it sufficient," Chen replied simply. The tour continued through engineering sections, science labs, and crew quarters. The Federation delegates grew increasingly confused by the humans' lack of boasting or technological showmanship. As they approached the bridge, alarms suddenly blared throughout the ship. Lieutenant Nasir's voice came over the comm system. "Captain, we have an unauthorized vessel approaching. Non-Federation registry. They're activating weapons systems." Chen turned to Zixtal, her expression unchanged. "It seems our meeting has attracted attention, Chancellor." "This is outrageous." Zixtal's crystalline form vibrated with alarm. "This station is neutral territory under Federation protection." Chen nodded to her security officer. "Please escort our guests to the observation lounge. They'll be safe there." Before Zixtal could protest, she added, "Don't worry, Chancellor. The Pathfinder can handle this situation." In the observation lounge, the Federation delegates watched in stunned silence as the view screen showed an approaching vessel, spiky and aggressive in design. "Krultak raiders," one delegate whispered. "They operate outside Federation law. They must believe they can capture advanced technology from the human ship." On the screen, they could see the raider vessel launching what appeared to be boarding shuttles toward the Pathfinder. Zixtal turned to contact station security when something unexpected happened. The Pathfinder's seemingly smooth hull rippled like water. Sections shifted and reconfigured, revealing concealed defense systems that hadn't appeared on any Federation scan. A soft blue pulse emanated from the ship, not a conventional weapon, but something more sophisticated. The raider boarding shuttle suddenly went dark, drifting powerless in space. The main raider vessel itself shuddered as systems across its hull began shutting down. "What?" Zixtal began, but couldn't find words to continue. The door slid open, and Captain Chen entered, still appearing calm and collected. "My apologies for the interruption, Chancellor. The situation has been resolved." "What did you do to them?" asked a reptilian delegate. "A targeted electromagnetic pulse, modified to disable their offensive systems without harming life support," Chen explained. "They'll drift for about 20 minutes before their systems reboot, enough time for your security vessels to intercept them." Zixtal's 4 arms moved in a gesture of astonishment. "You disabled them without destroying their ship or harming their crew." "Of course," Chen replied, as if it were the most natural approach. "Excessive force is rarely necessary when precision is an option." The Federation delegates exchanged glances, their perception of humanity shifting dramatically. This single ship had defended itself against raiders with technology that none of their scans had detected, and had done so with a restraint most species wouldn't bother with. "Captain Chen," Zixtal said finally, "I believe the Federation Council will want a much more extensive discussion with humanity than we initially planned." Chen's slight smile returned. "We look forward to it, Chancellor. Perhaps now would be a good time to explain the Earth doctrine that guides our approach to interstellar relations." The delegates leaned forward in anticipation, suddenly very interested in understanding how a civilization that sent just one ship could have so completely upended their expectations. The Earth Doctrine. The Federation Council chamber on Harmony Station had never been so packed. Representatives from all member species crowded the tiered seating, while view screens broadcast the proceedings to billions across the galaxy. At the speaker's podium stood Captain Maya Chen, looking remarkably composed for a human facing hundreds of alien dignitaries. "The Earth Doctrine," Chen began, "emerged from humanity's darkest hour." Behind her, a holographic display showed Earth, a blue-green jewel wrapped in swirling white clouds. The image shifted to show the same planet scarred by environmental damage, conflict zones highlighted in red. 83 years ago, humanity nearly destroyed itself. Climate collapse, resource wars, and technological overreach brought us to the brink of extinction. Our population fell from 11 billion to less than 4 billion. Our oceans acidified. Our atmosphere became toxic in many regions. Several council members shifted uncomfortably. The narrative was familiar. Many spacefaring species had similar chapters in their histories. But what emerged from this catastrophe? Chen continued, defined our approach to technology, to power, and eventually to the stars. The hologram showed Earth again, but healing, green returning to barren areas, oceans clearing, new cities rising that seemed to blend with the natural environment rather than dominate it. We learned that true advancement isn't measured by how much power you can display, but by how precisely you can apply it. Not by how much you can take, but by how efficiently you can use what you have. Chen's voice carried through the chamber without needing amplification. This philosophy became known as the Earth Doctrine. Chancellor Zixtal leaned forward. "And how does this doctrine relate to your..." As the session neared its conclusion, an urgent communication interrupted the proceedings. A Federation patrol fleet had encountered a Varikian battle group, a notoriously aggressive species that had rejected Federation membership, moving toward Harmony Station. "They must have detected our exchange with the humans," Zixtal said grimly. "The Varikians believe new species should be conquered, not welcomed." The tactical display showed 12 Varikian warships on an intercept course, while the nearest Federation defense fleet was hours away. "Chancellor," Chen said calmly, "the Pathfinder offers its assistance." A ripple of disbelief passed through the chamber. One human ship against 12 Varikian warships. "Captain," Zixtal's translator conveyed his concern. "While we appreciate the gesture, the Pathfinder is outnumbered 12 to 1. The Varikians are known for their plasma artillery and disruptor technology." Chen nodded respectfully. "Nevertheless, our offer stands." After brief deliberation with his advisors, Zixtal accepted. With Federation defenses too distant, any help was better than none. The Council watched anxiously as the Pathfinder undocked from the station and moved to intercept the Varikian fleet. The human ship seemed impossibly small against the approaching warships, each 5 times its size. "They're being hailed by the Varikians," reported a Federation communications officer. The Varikian commander, a gray-scaled reptilian with bony ridges along his skull, appeared on the main view screen. "Human vessel, remove yourself from our path or be destroyed. We come to claim the new species for the Varikian Dominion." Captain Chen's response was transmitted throughout the chamber. "This is Captain Maya Chen of Earth Vessel Pathfinder. The people of Earth have accepted Federation contact and decline your offer. Please alter your course." The Varikian commander laughed, the sound like grinding stones. "One small ship gives us orders. Your species must be even more primitive than reported." "Not orders," Chen replied. "Simply an opportunity to reconsider." The Varikian ships continued their approach. The council chamber fell silent as everyone watched what they assumed would be the quick destruction of humanity's first and only contact vessel. What happened next would be replayed in Federation archives for centuries. As the Varikian ships moved into attack formation, the Pathfinder suddenly accelerated to impossible speeds, its hull shimmering with energy. Before the Varikian vessels could target it properly, the human ship had positioned itself directly in the center of their formation. "What are they doing?" muttered Ambassador Krell. "That's suicide." The Pathfinder's hull began to transform, sections shifting and reconfiguring. The ship seemed to unfold like a blooming flower, revealing previously hidden structures. A soft blue pulse emanated outward in a perfect sphere, washing over the Varikian ships. One by one, the massive warships went dark, their weapon systems, engines and shields shutting down simultaneously. Only life support and basic functions remained operational. In the council chamber, stunned silence gave way to uproarious conversation. What they had just witnessed defied all known tactical doctrine. One ship had neutralized 12 warships without firing a single destructive shot. The communication screen activated again, showing Captain Chen on the Pathfinder's bridge. "Chancellor, the Varikian vessels have been temporarily disabled using our phase disruption field. Their weapons and propulsion will remain offline for approximately 6 hours, enough time for your defense fleet to arrive." No loss of life occurred. Zixtal's crystalline form caught the light as he moved to the communication panel. "Captain Chen, this technology, it's beyond anything in our records." "Phase disruption technology is just one application of the Earth Doctrine, Chancellor," Chen replied. "Precise, efficient, and focused on resolution rather than destruction." "Why would you share such capability with us?" asked a council member. "You could have kept this technology secret." "Because the Earth Doctrine isn't just about technology," Chen explained. "It's about choice. We chose to reveal this capability not to intimidate, but to demonstrate our commitment to peaceful resolution. We could have destroyed those ships. We chose not to." As the Pathfinder returned to dock with Harmony Station, the Federation Council convened an emergency session. The implications of what they had witnessed were profound. A species that could have arrived with overwhelming force had chosen instead to send one ship. A civilization that possessed the power to destroy had demonstrated the wisdom to disable instead. When Captain Chen returned to address the Council, she was greeted with a new level of respect. "The United Earth Government extends an invitation to the Galactic Federation," she announced. "We would be honored to host a delegation on Earth to discuss full membership." "After today's demonstration," Chancellor Zixtal replied, "the honor would be ours. But I must ask, will we be meeting with your leaders aboard the Pathfinder?" Chen smiled. "No, Chancellor. For your visit, we'll send a proper diplomatic vessel." "Something more impressive than the Pathfinder?" asked Ambassador Krell, curiosity evident in his voice. "Not more impressive," Chen corrected. "More appropriate. The right tool for the right purpose. That's the Earth Doctrine. The Pathfinder was designed for first contact, to introduce humanity without overwhelming or intimidating potential friends. And if you had encountered enemies instead of friends? A military advisor asked. The Pathfinder would have served a different purpose. Chen answered simply. But we chose to expect friendship rather than hostility. Another principle of the Earth Doctrine: your expectations often create your reality. As the council session concluded, the representatives began to understand the profound message humanity had sent with their single ship. In a galaxy where species competed to demonstrate power through quantity, humans had showcased quality. Where others sought to impress through dominance, Earth had chosen precision and restraint. The Pathfinder, one ship that had changed the galaxy's perception of an entire species, would forever be remembered as the vessel that introduced a new philosophy to the stars, not through grandiose displays or overwhelming numbers, but through the quiet confidence of knowing exactly what was necessary and nothing more. The Earth Doctrine had arrived among the stars, carried by just one ship, and the galaxy would never be the same.